Welcome back, everyone, to Pro Noob. If this audio sounds fucky, if there is no audio, I apologize because I don't know how to work an XLR mic. So we'll find out eventually. Please bear with. But first recording of 2026, Mitch 692, Jarod, the Dark Jedi, Shinji the Dark Jedi, I should say.
Yeah.
That's a really good cover. Scotty did a good job on that cover.
He did a great cover. He sent me right before he publicly announced his new album, which friend of the show, Scotty J. from the Bomb Badcast, has a new album out. This is his second album. His first one was a really cool kind of like EDM, kind of like acid house mixtape called Touch Light, which was very good. That one also has an Evangelion reference on it. It has Berserk Ava as one of the tracks, which I quite liked.
It was good.
But yeah, so Touch Light, and then his new one, I think it's 13 to 30 is what it's called, where it's just a big compilation. It is a massive compilation album. That is just like a bunch of
right? Is it 2 parts? Yeah.
It is in 2 parts, where it's just kind of like a smattering of and not in chronological order either, which I thought was really cool, of just recordings he has of him playing music and performing, everything from original pieces to like him performing the Star Spangled Banner at like events and stuff back in the day. There's lots of cool stuff, but he has a cover of Cruel Angel Thesis called Shinji the Dark Jedi, which again, I didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
But right before he announced the album, he's like, I just want you to know there's a track on my album dedicated to you. I said, oh, and then he sent me the screenshot. It said Shinji the Dark Jedi. I didn't know what to expect because I have heard his cover of Cruel Angel Thesis before.
Yeah.
I have heard that recording of his little it's
really good.
He has a couple really cool, like very legato riffs that I would not have thought to do. Taylor just got home, so apologies for the dog going apeshit. But like there's some passages where instead of that which is very like staccato, he just kind of like it's very, like I said, very legato. It's very smooth. Very fun. So yeah, go check that out and go bump Scotty's Evangelion cover dedicated to me wherever you get your music. But yeah, shouts out Scotty J.
It always reminds me like a city pop, like what Scotty puts out. It's got like city
pop
vibe. City pop. City pop's like the Japanese doing like funk, soul, R&B.
Okay.
Where you just blend everything into one.
Okay. Like kind of like a neo funk, neo jazz kind of. Okay. They said like city pop is not a subgenre I've ever heard of before. So
it's made just Japanese.
Okay.
It's what we delegated to the Japanese. So you do something as city pop. Like a 70s, 80s sort of thing.
My friends have been very, like, obviously a lot of them are the ones who went to Celebration last year.
That's crazy.
A lot of them have been listening to a gentleman. I can't remember his first name. It's something Takanaka. I can't remember his first name, but apparently he's like a prolific Japanese guitarist. Masayoshi Takanaka, yeah. I couldn't remember his first name, but I just like every so often one of them in our group chat will just be like bumping that Takanaka today, and I've had a chance to sit down and really appreciate it and listen to it. But I know apparently they're
London this week or next week. That's crazy.
Well, apparently they're Scotty, Trey Mitchell, and Scotty's friend Chase are all linking up to see Takanaka live at some point this year. I don't remember where.
Nice.
But they're all linking up to go see him live. And I think Scotty saw him live in Japan as well. Like he left Celebration.
I think you said that, yeah.
He left Celebration like right after his panel, the midi-chlorian panel, like left immediately to go see this Takanaka show.
Which is crazy.
While Celebration was still going on.
That's a wild thing to do.
But I mean, our mutual friend Armin basically went to Celebration for one day and then said, fuck this shit, and did not come back to the show. Which I personally can't imagine doing. Armin has also been to Star Wars Celebration a few times before, But like, I know when I go, it's going to be a religious experience, and people are going to have to.
It's just going to be your
me out of
first
that
time,
place.
though. Like,
It's going to be my first time at the Star Wars is turning 50 years old convention. So like for me, it is very much going to be a religious experience, and probably a dragon I will be chasing for the rest of my life once it's over. But yeah.
What an addict. God damn.
Oh, you know it.
God damn. But we are on Attack on Titan season 2. And I'm going to apologize again. I'm going to apologize again. This is to the audience. I was not aware that when I started this little experiment, that I picked someone who has horrendous taste and horrific opinions. I always had an inkling. I was never sure, but I've had confirmation today. So my deepest apologies for that one.
What is this for? What is this for?
Let me get the quote. I've gone past it. Where the hell's it gone? New intro is arse. Now we are on Sasagio because we're on season 2. Horrendous opinion. Absolutely fucking horrendous.
This didn't do it.
That is so.
I will say I like, because again, in the name of conserving time, I will like basically once a sit down watch the full intro and outro.
Outro's not great here. I'll give you that. Outro's not great.
I'm gonna give the intro a couple more tries. I'm gonna give the intro a couple more times. It didn't click with me immediately. I think part of it might also be that, like, in the same way, like Dan to Dan season 2, like you had me watch the intro before I watched the episodes, and I think that kind of prepped me to like, oh, okay, like because I got so attached to Otonoke.
I didn't make you watch that intro before at all.
Yeah, you did. You told me, you say if you want to watch it, you can. I was like, oh, okay, I'll watch it. And then,
like, that was the trailer, and that's why they revealed the intro for season 2.
Okay.
And you wanted to watch that. So.
Either way, I got a primer. I got a primer to prepare me for it. Obviously, we're getting way more changes more frequently here with Titan. And I just,
actually the same.
Huh?
It's the same. It's always 2 episodes. 12 and it changes.
Well, I understand that. I'm saying that we've gotten more I got a full season experience with one song and then a full season experience with another one, as opposed to halfway through pivoting to new music. So I'm gonna give the intro a couple more shots. I was not immediately gripped by it. I also wasn't super gripped by the second intro for season 1.
Second one's not great. No.
So this one was like, whatever. I will say the very religious iconography in like the visualizer is very interesting to me. And I found that very compelling. I was like, ooh, this is, it's kind of that got like, there's a, obviously, everybody knows I have a type. Feels a little culty. Feels a little doomsday prophecy.
We'll get to that
kind of vibes. Huh?
We'll get to that in a minute. God damn.
So I was very much enjoying the visualizer. Like I said, it just feels like somebody opened up a religious text and saw that pages were missing, and then went looking for deeper into an archive or a library and basically found apocrypha that detailed some type of end times prophecy.
Yeah.
And like, and I like that vibe a lot. I like apocrypha doomsday shit. Like, that is interesting to me as a concept. It's very much one of the reasons why I enjoy Dimension 20's A Crown of Candy series.
Yeah.
Because yes, it's like let's literally take like Game of Thrones storytelling sensibilities and set it in Candyland. Which, that contrast is already so exciting and fun, but like so much of it ends up being like doomsday apocrypha, and being like, there is a fanatical religious movement, that as fanatical as they seem on the surface, what you don't realize is that their end game is actually bringing about the end times.
Yeah,
Like up top, it's fundamentalism. What you don't realize is that the trickle down is we need to instigate Armageddon. And again, that kind of thing is just catnip to me. This is always will rope me in. So that element, those vibes kind of hanging over these first 3 episodes for me. That piqued my interest a lot. By the end of the 3 episodes, realizing that the one girl, the blonde, whose name is escaping me,
Krista,
is the chosen one of the Wall Church.
I guess.
Is interesting. Figuring out that the Titans are inside the walls, or that the Titans are either inside the walls or the walls are made out of Titans.
Yes.
They kind of it kind of feels like those two concepts, while being very similar, it feels like they're using those two still different things interchangeably.
I mean, it's the Titans are in the wall, but the wall's made out of hardened Titan skin.
And how they managed to mason Titan walls is really interesting.
I mean, how Titans are a thing is interesting, right? Like, let's not question one thing, and or maybe question all of it. Who knows?
Yeah, no, like I said, I'm really liking like these first 3 episodes. I will say were quite slow.
Yes, yeah.
And it's not meant to sound as like
they're purposely paced.
And it's they move at a slower clip, and there are so many instances of what you realize, what feels like really disconnected vignettes, you realize are setting the tone for where everybody is in this conflict, but more importantly is starting to sow the seeds, it feels like, of a lot of our frontline characters starting to see really weird anomalies in Titan behavior and in Titan tactic, and
like throwing a horse,
like squeezing and throwing a horse, like a fucked up little water balloon,
jumping up and doing a corkscrew and then super speeding across the screen.
But even stuff like, well, we can't find a breach in the wall, but we know there are Titans afoot. Stuff weird, like that. The Sasquatch Titan being able to speak, which was unnerving. As a wise man once said, there are no heroes for the Squatch. There are no heroes for the Squatch. But again, it's just all of these weird anomalies. Connie, okay. When Connie pulled up to his village and saw that that Titan that looked like its rib cage was exposed for some reason. Or part of its rib cage, part of its abdomen was out. When we saw its face, I kind of out loud to myself said, that thing has Connie's eyes. And then Connie thinks he heard it speak as well.
I mean, it definitely made a sound.
But his companion also said that, you're just imagining things. So who's to say?
Who is to say?
But
I actually don't know.
This is almost starting to feel more and more like vindication for my sorry, I kicked my microphone. For my mini theory that I still have no intent on like actually standing behind, unless it's right that the Titans are some type of plague.
I have no intention of standing behind unless I'm right. Is so you.
No,
Classic
that's
Jarod.
not me at
Classic
all.
Jarod. Classic Jarod. Classic Jarod.
In the same way that it was like, I am not going to go to the mat for this one. In the same way, I was not willing to go to the mat for Rei Ayanami as a clone of Yui.
Yeah. When you
Like,
say plague, do you mean like a man-made plague or like just a natural? Like
I mean, I
people-
certainly think it's man-made, but I think that like one can infect another with being a Titan.
You think they're big
And
derpy zombies, basically.
he kinda.
That's fair. That's fair.
It
That's fair.
like, because that also explains why they are so particular about body disposal. You know, like aside from like, you know, you don't want to have a bunch of bodies in the streets. Like aside from the obvious logistics of why you would want to clean up after a Titan attack, there is also a sense, to me at least, of if we don't burn the bodies, if we don't dispatch and dispose of what is left behind, it may metastasize into something. And again, like it goes back to what, like this kind of overhanging idea that the people at the top are hiding crucial information.
Yeah.
And that even like the upper command of the scout regiment feels like they know something. Even if they're not supposed to know it, even if they're intended to be just as in the dark as the rank and file. Like, it feels like someone like Irwin, like again with that, like, who do you think the real enemy is kind of moment, like that there's a subtext to that says to me, do you truly think what we have been told as our mission is truly our mission?
Yeah.
You know, like going back to Shiganshina to get into that cellar, that feels like it is a mission objective being set by high command, but the rank and file high command. Like it doesn't feel like that's a fat cat issuing that objective. That feels like an upper rank soldier who goes, I know I'm being bullshit. I want to go find this out. Because if there are secrets in play, you know, like to me, it feels like, and again, I said this before, I do truly feel like this is all heading towards a military coup.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the rot at the core of this society, the way it's being framed, the language being used, it very much feels like the Volk need a you know, protector government to step in and remove our like fat cat traitors from power.
Yeah.
Like that is very much the vibe I've been getting. And I feel like a revelation of what makes the Titans what they are is exactly the secret sauce that is needed to pull that off.
Yeah, I get you. I'm with you.
But
so do you think the military coup would be the end game of the show?
I am going. So last night I finished Stranger Things season 4. And my plan is when we're done with this to spend the rest of the day watching season 5 and finish it.
Fair.
I got really excited last night. Spoilers for Stranger Things season 4, not 5, but 4.
The same thing happens 3 times before it, but sure, go ahead.
Not really at all. That is wildly reductive, but whatever.
It happens. Quick timeout.
Okay. But anyway, your reductive comment aside, what really excited me about the end of season 4 was that it felt like the need for secrecy had finally been killed. That the you know, that we moved into an end game very clearly when, this big, what is reported as an earthquake. It's really just all of these gateways to the upside down opening up, that causes a mass casualty event. The entire city of Hawkins is just nothing but these like tendril like chasms throughout it. There really is no need to keep the nature of this secret anymore. And it is very much a great setting for a final battle because the mask is off. There is no need for pretense. The kids on bikes do not have to keep coming up with insane reasons why they're going to be gone for days at a time. It is simply put, we, teenagers here have the most like real meaningful experience dealing with this threat and therefore must be on the front line of eradicating it. And that's really exciting to me because again, I don't know much about season 5, but what excites me is the opportunity for it to be a mask off situation. Again, that pretense is gone. It is balls to the wall. We are at war. And I say all that to say, I would very much like for Attack on Titan to not end with the military coup.
That's fair.
I would like for the military coup to happen maybe towards the end of this season, maybe during season 3, and to then spend season 4 with the people who were so convinced that the world would be so much better and safer when they were in charge, having to deal with the reality that the only real ideology and ethos they have to them is conflict and fighting and killing and murder, and that the actual governance is a little bit harder than fighting this threat. Does that make the government that lied and maybe did a handful of false flags and cover-ups to insert itself into power and create this threat that they now have to throw thousands of people into a meat grinder to prevent from fully taking over better? Of course not. But it's the kind of thing that only happens when you have a fully corrupt, eating itself government that all you can do is replace it. But because of the world it created around itself, replacing it with what? Because everything else is still a product of this deeply unfuck upable. Like it's kind of a snake eating its own tail, which I think is also a great companion to these themes of the cycle of violence, to these themes of heroism and status being attained through warfare. It is putting a very patriotic and heroic veneer on the meat grinder. Even though the people going through it, even though the people who see it doing its thing, no, it's not heroic. No, there's nothing good coming of this. We have incremental, the Scout Regiment, they exist in one of two outcomes for every single battle. Incremental success and devastating failure.
Yeah.
Like there have been very few, if any, unqualified, unquestionable, just resounding victories.
We might have had one.
And which would that be?
I would say when he plugs the wall.
Yeah.
But even then,
how much devastation and carnage had to happen for them to get to that point? It's an incremental success. That's a big incremental success.
Yeah.
If every incremental success is like 1/3 to 1/2 of a full W, that might be the first time there's like a 75% of a full W. But even then, how much had to happen for that to even remotely be a good thing? Like it's very harrowing, and it feels like we're heading towards another one of those very qualified successes again with the current plan. It feels like the kind of thing that would make high command and the rank and file want to seek out a coup.
No, I'm with you.
because the wheels are falling the fuck off.
All this to say, put a little Eren Yeager in charge.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This would absolutely be him.
Yeah. I mean, he's the protagonist. He's got the most aura.
Oh, I would not be surprised if Levi has to die for Eren to take the throne.
Oh, why would you think that? Why would you think that?
He's the only person who has more of a cult of personality to him than Eren Yeager.
That? No, I'm not going to. No, I'm not going to. I'm going to retract that reaction. I think there's someone that.
What were you going to say?
I think there's someone else that arguably has more. You know who the character is.
Pixis?
No, not Pixis. No.
Who?
Irvin.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't see Erwin as having a cult of personality. I see Erwin as a Erwin strikes me as the kind of leader that a soldier is happy to follow because they feel listened to and valued. Erwin does not have fanatics. Erwin does not have fanatics, though.
He has entire scouts.
And pardon my sniffles. But no, I think there is a part of the cult of personality is putting the personality over the collective.
Oh, yeah.
And that's a huge thing. Erwin is a good leader because at the very least, it seems like he, for the most part, believes in what he sells. And he believes in the cause. And it is his belief in the cause and his very honest and forthright nature with his troops that make people happy to follow him. The Levi squad, may they rest in peace, talked about Levi like he was a fucking superhuman.
It's true, yeah.
And when the chips are down and somebody needs to channel their inner Crash out to fight through the muck and survive, they invoke Eren.
Yeah.
People conceptually put Eren Yeager and Captain Levi above the collective. They are symbols of the collective, not just protectors and parts of it. And that is what I mean by those two have a profound cult of personality around them because they are able to so easily mythologize themselves even when they don't intend to, even when they don't mean to. And that's kind of the secret sauce of being really good at it, is allowing others to mythologize you, even if it's not the intention. That is why I think if I am right that this is all heading towards a military coup, Levi is one of the biggest hurdles for Eren to get over if he wants to insert himself.
I mean,
as some type of Führer.
Oh wow, using that word, huh? Wow. Which Führer? Are you using Führer as in Vox from Has Been uses it, or are you using it as in Mustache Man? Because there's two different Führers.
A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. A little bit of Mustache Man, because that is a fashy fucking kid. And I also think Eren has a little "when we get up there" to him.
He does.
So
he does.
I think there's a little bit of that.
This man, before the show's over, is going to be like, "I am your Omega," and fucking just wings. Just boom. Great scene, by the way. Fantastically animated.
Oh yeah, that is a character after my own heart. Vox is good.
Jarod likes him fashy.
No, it's not that I like him fashy. It's that I like him with a almost terminal inferiority complex.
Yeah, I mean that's the same thing, really.
No.
Yeah.
No, not at all. One could very easily lead to the other, but one does not beget the other.
I mean, I don't think you can really be fashy if you haven't got like a proper micro dick. No.
Listen, this is a squares and rectangles conversation. Every fascist has an inferiority complex, but every person with an inferiority complex isn't a fascist.
It just depends on the angle you're looking at it. A circle from the side is a straight line.
Oh my god. Okay. Anyway, Mitch, I want to know more about the fucking Church of the Wall.
I know you do, Jarod. I know you do.
Oh, Mitch, I'm getting revved up by the Church of the Wall.
I know you are. I know you are.
I know. I love that you know what's going to get a crowd pop out of me at this point. Like that living room sounded like the audience at fucking WrestleMania when I realized that the Church of the Wall was actually going to be relevant and not just a fun little bit of world building and a fun little bit of like set dressing. Again, apologies.
There's a reason why they're one of the first things you heard.
I know, and I'm glad because but again, that could very easily like in somebody else's hands. Yeah, there's like a cult that worships the wall. That's cool. Let's throw that in there as just a little bit of seasoning. Also, real quick disclaimer to anybody at home: I'm sniffling coffee. My allergies are kicking my ass. I'm surprised my eyes aren't actively just falling out of my head again.
Like that one little Titan.
Yeah, that guy. I didn't like that guy. I don't like looking at that guy. That guy upsets me. I don't want to look at that guy ever again. I really don't want to fucking look at the fuck.
That's a little guy. Just a little guy.
He's
just a little guy.
No, unsettling, unnerving, even by Attack on Titan standards. That's like, I don't want to fucking look at that again. I would rather have Sasquatch for the Squatch There Are No Heroes.
Beast Titan, please.
Beast. No, that's Squatch.
No, it's Beast Titan.
No, that's Squatch. He's squatching. He's squatching. You saw him walking.
He's squatting. He might be.
No, he's squatching. He's squatching. You saw him. He hit the squatch. He hit the.
It's true. Man does walk like that.
He hit the squatch. He's squatching.
Man's got the funniest walk. It's just like.
God, I cannot wait to find out what is it. Who the fuck is inside of that thing? I am so excited to find out who in the actual fuck is inside of Squatch. There's
Beast
a part
Titan,
of me.
Please.
No, it's
Squatch. Beast Titan.
I'm calling him Squatch.
BT.
Squatch. Anyway.
BT came home.
No. But no, I'm so excited to see who that is. Because on one hand, it does not feel like they're an infiltrator.
Really?
Because they seemed...
Really?
There was a level of fascination with the ODM gear that struck me as somebody who was not intimately familiar with its mechanics.
Yeah, so he's obviously not from... where they are. He's obviously infiltrated because he has no idea.
No, but I mean, like, unlike Annie, the call is not coming from inside the house. Like, this Titan is not a scout. They might be among regular society. They might be living their day-to-day human life within the walls. But that fucking guy does not de-squatch. For the Squatch There Are No Heroes. Does not de-squatch and then put on a little green cloak and their harness and their little uniform. Like, I truly don't think that's where this person comes from. I truly don't think that's where that person comes from. I do not think they are a military infiltrator who is able to, like, I just think it's a fucking guy, you know?
Fair,
and again, I really, really am looking forward to finding out any amount of motivation. What compels a human who is a Titan to throw in with the Titans? Like, what is the mission? You know, because even though it's very bare bones and it does not seem like the rank and file usual freaky ass looking Titan has any type of of like higher complex thinking, the abnormals, it does feel like there is some type of infrastructure.
Yeah.
Maybe
yeah.
not quite a chain of command. Like a lot of what is happening, it feels very stochastic, but it does not also feel totally uncoordinated either.
That's fair. That's fair.
You know? So like I'm excited to see the motivation. Again, Squatch is talking and like pondering the ODM gear and leaves with it.
Yeah.
You know, again, what is the purpose of leaving with it? Are you going to revert to your human form and now study this machinery so that you can get a better understanding as to how to counteract it? You know, how effective will that be? Are you able to communicate to the underlings in some way to make them understand? Like, hey,
Oh,
when
he
you see
controls
them,
them
you
all.
need to move that. Yeah, oh yeah, he has that little moment where he snaps and like lets them feed on what's his name. Like, there's so many
Mitch
questions I have.
I think that's his
Okay,
name. Not that it
that guy,
matters. Not that it matters.
but
Blonde Levi, he died.
I'm just so fascinated by the presentation of some type of hierarchy or infrastructure.
That's
And
fair.
how far that goes and
Mm.
what the motivation is.
Mm.
But yeah, I think that's all I got.
Not a single word on Sasha.
That was fun. It was cool. I like that a lot. Again, it's one of those moments that kind of gets like swallowed up by. It feels like a lot of mystery and a lot of intrigue is being set up, and
then you just have
I don't know.
episode. No.
But then you have these little vignettes that, you know, like Sasha's, I think was so holistic and it has such a clear beginning, middle, and end that it's like, oh yeah, that was a good little vignette about Sasha. Like I don't have much to say about it other than that was a really good vignette about her. You know, I don't have much to report on that. I'm glad you reminded me to speak on it because I do think it was really good. It was really
it's a whole episode.
Yeah.
Just missed the second act. God damn.
But yeah.
I like Sasha. We should have had more on Sasha by now. But we got something. And she just a tight in the eye. Great moment.
Oh yeah. Well, because I was thinking that while she was fighting it, I was like, "Come on, like just wait for it to climb up and just glance it in the fucking eyeball."
What she's waiting to do was what she waited to do.
Yeah.
Then, like a slippery little fish, just goes. Boom.
Hell yeah.
Good old Sasha. Sasha gets the salute. My girl. All right. Is there anything else? Oh yeah, I'm surprised you haven't asked something. Because it fascinates me.
What is it?
When they're on the cart at the end of the third episode for this week, right. And there's Armin, Mikasa, Eren, Hanji, and Levi. And Hanji's giving the whole spiel about the Titan skin stuff.
Right.
Trying not to have Armin steal her thunder. She brings up a point about Eren sealing the wall. Using his hardening ability.
Yeah.
Where's that come from? I know where it's come from. But the show doesn't make a point of actually making it obvious what they're doing.
I'm going to pause for one moment. No, I'm glad you brought that up because that was something that kind of distracted me a little bit. I'm trying to remember.
Major. It's just a creative choice that they did. I'm not sure if the manga does it differently here or not.
I just kind of assumed it was Hanji going, if we've already established that basically all the abnormals can do this and you're technically an abnormal, you more than likely can do this.
That's exactly what it is, yeah.
But she never does. They
never say that. They never say, oh, this is a theory we have. They sit there and they talk and they're confident that Eren can do this because he's a Titan, because they saw Annie do it once.
Well, they saw Annie do it. They also kind of imply in season 1 that is why the armored Titan was able to just shoulder check through the gate the way he does. Like they very much, I think they imply they're like, oh, it's doing, Annie's doing what it does, and we've seen that. Like, so that is what I assumed, is it was just them going like, we've seen one do it, we've seen another do it. Both of them are abnormals. You are inherently an abnormal. You know, presumably all of the abnormals are just human beings piloting a Titan. A to B to C, you could probably harden your skin. So that's what I assumed. So that is the case, that they're just like
they're
running
just
with a theory
hypothetical,
on face value. Okay, that's what I thought. And you bringing it up,
I only brought it up because it's such a weird. It's out of character for the show.
There's a wild leap in logic for this show. It makes perfect sense. But but this show feels like it would have taken time for either Armin or Hanji to have a like Sherlock Holmes Thrawn moment,
especially when she's always looking at. There's that moment where she has the little chunk, and she's talking about how it and the wall are virtually identical. Like, you couldn't have just dropped it in like something like there. Like, I know, I guess it's implied that she's going from that direction, but it's just weird that they go, "Oh, your hardening ability." It's like, what hardening ability? You don't know he has it. Well,
that's the exact moment when she says,
weird Titans.
And your hardening ability, I can't harden, but we've seen 2 others do it.
You've seen one do it.
We've seen one do it for sure. We think another one did it. So if we're right that 2 can do it, it stands to reason you probably can too. That also brings up the question of, can Sasquatch harden? There are no heroes for the Squatch, so he must harden himself.
I mean, he's a beast, so maybe. I just found it really funny that you've had, because obviously they haven't seen the Beast Titan yet, but you have the 3. You have Eren's Titan, you have Annie's. I think you have 4. Annie's, the Armored Titan, Big Titan. All look distinctly different from each other.
Right.
All have displayed, 3 have displayed very different abilities in what they can do. Why just assume that Eren can do the same as this one? It's a slight leap, I think, for Hanji, but
yeah,
it's whatever.
Yeah, no, it's not something to get hung up on. Like, if Eren can harden, whatever. Okay, like I said, they've also like played it really fast and loose with like how they've presented the Titan abilities. Again, it seemed like Eren was like unlocking a power during that last round with Annie. Like, when he starts to like
the whole
glow
hating
blue,
thing, yeah.
like it legitimately looked like him having like a power up. I do legitimately think that was visually confusing.
I get it, yeah.
Like, so there's also a part of me that's like, okay, like, this is like, don't expect like a hard and fast, like, you know, for lack of a better word, like magic system for how the power is supposed to like work, and like, you know, not necessarily scale or tiers to it, but like how abilities manifest, you know.
That's fair. No, I only brought it up because it's weird. It was just this weird little moment. Like, you know what?
Yeah.
But if we are done, do you got anything else?
Not that I can think of.
Yeah. Okay. So, thank you very much, Jarod. I almost forgot. Where?
You guys can find me over on the Nerd Academy podcast. We are still going strong with the one and only Road to Doomsday MCU rewatch show.
Clearly not the only one.
Except no substitute.
3. There's 3, actually.
I mostly only have one problem with the one.
Wow.
But listen, that seems to be a channel even smaller than Nerd Academy, the other one. and I am willing to give the grace of like, oh, you didn't look it up first, which, like, do your due diligence. Again, we pondered the name, the Nerd Academy Podcast, for days to make sure it was safe to use.
Did you ponder Road to Doomsday though?
I didn't have to because I was the first one to do it.
Wow. How'd you know though?
I did look it up.
I
did
didn't
look
have
it up.
to. I was the first. I knew. So I looked it up.
I wanted to cut a promo, but I'm like, in the name of being consistent. I wanted to cut a promo about it. No, I did look it up. I also saw that like there weren't any like in the lead up to Road to Doomsday MCU rewatch podcasts happening yet that I could see. There weren't any big ones happening yet, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna claim this name now, while I have time to. And apparently, that doesn't mean anything.
Time is a construct.
Time is a construct, and so is Honor Among Thieves. But Road to Doomsday MCU rewatch show leading up to Avengers Doomsday at the end of this year. Holy shit. This is probably going to be released towards the end of the month because you still have 2 or 3 season 1 episodes to drop while we're recording this.
I got 2.
Okay.
Well, we're recording this on the Friday before one of them comes out.
Right. Well, so either way, the most recent episode of Knights of the Nerd Republic was a really fun retrospective on the Force Awakens 10-year anniversary with the GOAT himself, Ken Knapsack from Force Center. So go check that out because I was really happy with how that episode turned out. The second version of it. But
how funny.
But yeah, so check that out. Luminous Odyssey on the All Remaining Systems YouTube channel. The High Republic RPG series we're doing that I think we're going to be getting back to here in the new year very shortly. And Epic Confrontations, Star Wars Trivia League that I am in. My team's match with Michael McCoy, the debut of the Jedi Princes, should be happening at some point this month. So stay tuned for that as well.
And because this is the first episode we're recording since, I'd just like to say congratulations to Alden Diaz.
He called you a mark after the episode. I don't know if I told you that. After we finished recording that live stream for the match, he was like, "You can tell by the way Mitch made that promo that he's an Alden Diaz mark," and I love it. And I was like, "You're fucking
not
crazy wrong for that. God damn it. Stop it. Don't admit to being a mark."
I have no idea what it means because I don't watch MAGA TV. So
I also haven't watched any WWE. I mean, I watched Cena's retirement match, and that is the only thing I have watched since the Brock Lesnar stuff sent me away. Because I was like, I will tune in for a piece of pop culture history, and then I'm not touching that shit again until at least Trump is out of office. But
anyway, congratulations, Alden.
Congratulations, Alden. Bastard. And he has a championship match in February again, so
he does, yeah.
Good luck, Brennan. At least beat him once.
Can I keep getting away with it?
It's the fact that that it is 2026 and we still have to double tap Alden to beat him. It is the fact that Alden still needs to be double tapped to actually be defeated that is like I'm actually beginning to get frustrated with. I'm like, because there was a moment where Eli was pondering the idea of putting an expiration date on
that's not
Alden's
fun.
title shot.
That's not as
and
fun.
I was like, I straight up was like, no, it makes Alden scarier. And now Alden survived a second title match, and I'm like, oh no. Because Alden was the one who was like, hey man, do whatever's easier for you for booking, for whatever. He's like, if I have to use it in teams, I'll use it in teams. It's like, but I was like, no, hold on to it. It makes it, it's an incredible threat if you're, now I'm like, Oh no.
Epic
Oh,
confrontations, it should just be subtitled skill issue.
there are no heroes for the Squatch.
And so like, comment, subscribe. If you think Alden deserves to win, you think Jarod deserves to lose, let me know in the comments below.
There are no heroes for the Squatch. Protect the wall.